discuss becoming Krishna's instrument in connection to Arjuna's situation on the battlefield, along with an example of your personal experience, incidents from your personal life of becoming Krishna's instrument. How did you face this situation and what was your experience? Yes,
Hare Krishna. So we're going to do now that breakout rooms.
Yes, Prabhuji.
You can explain that question. Is it very clear to them?
Yes, Prabhuji. Discuss becoming Krishna's instrument in connection with Arjuna's situation on the battlefield, along with an example from your personal experience. How did you feel acting as Krishna's instrument and what was your realization? So this is an understanding and personal experience question, Prabhuji.
So, should I start making the breakout rooms?
Yes, Prabhuji.
I'll make 8, 42 people are there. Okay?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So all of you will be dragged to a room. Please agree. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Adish Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
I close the room. They should come within
Yes.
few seconds.
Yes.
More. Room number 1, big discussion is going on. Pranchitari Prabhu, you can start taking the inputs.
Okay, Prabhuji. So we'll start with group 1. So
Group 1 is still inside there.
Okay. So let me start with group 8. I will start with the last group first. So one devotee volunteer from the group can present the conclusion of your discussion and any one example if you like.
Speaker work
Hare Krishna. So group 8 is Ankit Prabhu, Divya Rukmini Mataji, Prakash Prabhu, Mahalakshmi Mataji, Radhika Mataji, and Sri Lakshmi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prakash Prabhu. Yes.
I was asked to present the discussion that we had. We are 6 teachers together. I exceptionally being a medical teacher and the rest of them are educational teacher. We felt 2 distinctly different things. As teachers, we all felt that when we joined the Hare Krishna movement with ISKCON, we had less articulation and understanding about the religious part of it or spiritual part of the Bhagavad Gita. And now we all are teaching very coherently and very nicely and being happy. This is certainly being working as an instrument to Lord Krishna. The second aspect is being a doctor. We come across life and death, arrival of new life and sudden disappearance of patients almost every day. We understand some, but we don't understand most of it. And that's where we feel that Krishna is working. Similarly, when I go to my job like super specialist, we have a cutting edge technology, but then it cuts both ways. And we sometimes do not know how it cut the other way. Whenever in difficulties, we always have God or Krishna, and we always tell that, oh Lord, you are there. I am just a nimit, and I am doing whatever you are suggesting or saying. And I'll tell you my personal experience that many a times, right in the middle of surgery, it's pretty confusing and pretty disturbing things going on. And you just quieten down and listen to the music. And I always have bhajan or kirtan going on in the operation theater, and just quieten down and have the murti of Krishna Bhagavan. And suddenly everything settles down. You don't know where the idea comes from. You work something on and the things just settle down. Similarly, when you come with a patient who ends up into so many things going haywire in him, that it's difficult to even put into perspective and understand how to resolve it. And that's when many a times I have said, God, I am sending you this file on your mail and you look after it. It's beyond me. And next day, somehow surprisingly, that patient is eating a soup and talking to us. This is certainly, most certainly, the intervention of the God. And that's why the faith in God becomes so strong. And we understand that we do nothing. And many a times we have seen, as surgeon I have seen, that when I am very happy and pleased with myself about my surgical technique, my know-how and everything, that patient ends up into bad results. And when I am not happy with it, when I do so many things and I say, oh God, today was not a good day, the head was, the wind was against us, and that patient shows remarkably good results. So how do you explain and understand scientifically? Only God knows. So these are the things, sir, we discussed. And Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prakash Prabhu, for sharing so inspiring experiences. Hare Krishna. So then we go to room 7. Sujata Mataji, you want to present the summary?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare
We
Krishna.
had Pran Prabhuji, then Pramod Dubey Prabhuji, and Manik Kumari and Krishna Lu. So we were there. So all of us discussed, and most of them said the experiences they shared was like we had they reached a hopeless situation, especially with this corona thing in their own families, and personally they had suffered. But when they could surrender to Krishna and chanted more and think, then slowly they recovered. So it was like they could realize that unless we surrender to Krishna, it was everything was the Krishna's plan, and then only you feel more calm and able to manage the situation. And then Pramod Dubey also pointed out that Krishna actually was Arjuna was a great devotee. He wouldn't have fallen to such a confusion if it was not the Krishna's plan. So according to Krishna's plan, so it was Arjuna who got confused, and we were able to get this Bhagavad Gita. So all the situation, one conclusion is that unless such perplexity will be there in everyone's life, and we should only, unless we, after coming to this Bhagavad Gita class, we are realizing that if we become a Nimitra Matra with Krishna, then only we can handle the situation. So that's what those were the points we was discussed in our group, Prabhuji.
Thank you very much, Sujata Mataji. So we will probably take one more group and then we give chance to remaining groups in rest of the group discussion. So group 6, Adish Prabhu, Anita Goel Mataji, Mangalam Krishnan Mataji, and Shubham Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Anish Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, so yeah, in our group, we had discussed about how we are an instrument in Krishna, Lord Shri Krishna's hand. Anita Goel Mataji had explained that she takes classes, so during that she takes classes of kids. So when she said that after chanting and after being associated with this God, she feels that she's an instrument in Krishna's hand. And even I too explained that that I remembered a point which I'd heard from a devotee that 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 the entire universe's remote control is in Lord Shri Krishna's hand, and Lord Shri Krishna's remote is in Srimati Radharani's hand. So then I explained that. Then we had explained. Then yeah, in the group, we had explained that that how we are an instrument in Krishna's hand. That Krishna is Swarat. He has everything, and whatever we do, whatever services we do is by His mercy, and Guru Gauranga Mahaprabhuji and Krishna's mercy. So yeah, that is a main that is a main aspect that we discussed in our group. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank
Thank you
you
for the
very
opportunity.
much.
Hare
Thank
Krishna,
you,
Prabhuji.
Anish. Thank you, Prabhuji. So, Namanishta Prabhuji, shall we proceed with the, you want to conclude on this particular point?
You conclude, you conclude. Every discussion of this, there should be a conclusion.
Yes, Prabhuji. So the conclusion, what I understood based on various inputs given by various devotees, Prabhuji, is that this world is full of perplexities, as Krishna mentions in 2nd chapter. One after another difficult situation, perplexities keep on coming. And if we decide to face those perplexities based on our own strength, we are definitely not reaching anywhere. But if we decide to depend on Krishna and Krishna's empowerment, then definitely wonderful things can take place, provided we surrender ourselves to Krishna's plan. And He will give us wonderful realizations, and we will become firm and fixed in our faith if we surrender ourselves to Krishna's plan.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So we move to the next part. So we start with section number 5 of this chapter, and we will cover the remaining groups we will cover in the subsequent group activities. So this section 5 of Bhagavad Gita, text 1135 to 46, consists of Arjuna's prayers. So in fact, the first text of this particular section gives the link between the previous section and the current section, which is text 35. So hearing the words of Lord Krishna in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, where Arjuna is able to see the outcome, Arjuna, with folded hands, trembling, offered obeisances again and again, and fearfully spoke in a faltering voice in the mood of wonder. And the practical application of this particular section, understanding that Lord Krishna is the supreme Lord of all, of everyone, and He is simultaneously involved in intimate relationship of love with His pure devotees. So this is a total 11 verses of Arjuna's prayers. So we start with the first verse. Any point on this section, Prabhuji?
No, you continue. Let us hear the prayers, then we will.
Okay, Prabhuji. So text 1135. Sanjaya uvacha etat shutva vachanam keshavasya कृताञ्जलिर्वेपमानः किरीटी नमस्कृत्वा भूय एवाह कृत्स्नं सगद्गदं भीतः pranamya. Sanjaya said to Dhritarashtra, O king, after hearing these words from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the trembling Arjuna offered obeisances with folded hands again and again. He fearfully spoke to Lord Krishna in a faltering voice as follows. So in the purport of this text, Srila Prabhupada explains the situation. Because of the situation created by the universal form of the personality of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Arjuna became bewildered in wonder. Thus he began to offer his respectful obeisances to Krishna again and again. And with faltering voice, he began to pray, not as a friend, but as a devotee in wonder. Yes, Prabhuji. Shall we cover some of the prayers, Prabhuji? Then speak. So next verse, which is Arjuna's. Arjuna is glorifying Krishna's every action as being for the all good, for the welfare of everyone involved. So we'll recite the text. Arjuna uvacha sthane rushikesh tava prakirtya jagat pravrusyati anurajyate cha rakshamsi bhitani disho dravanti sarve namashanti cha siddha sangaha. Arjun said, O master of all the senses, O master of the senses, the world becomes joyful upon hearing your name, and thus everyone becomes attached to you. Although the perfected beings offer you their respectful homage, the demons are afraid and they flee here and there. All this is rightly done. So here Arjuna is recognizing Krishna's action as being all good for everyone who is involved, and how after hearing the outcome of the battlefield of Kurukshetra and observing the universal form, and he is also stating the different response which the demigods as well as the demons had after observing Krishna's universal form. So in the purport, Srila Prabhupada writes, when Arjun saw the universal form of the Lord, the demigods took pleasure in seeing it. But others who were demons and atheists could not stand it when the Lord was praised. Out of their natural fear of the devastating form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they fled. The demons and the atheists fled. Krishna's treatment of the devotees and atheists is praised by Arjun. In all cases, a devotee glorifies the Lord because he knows that whatever he does, whatever Krishna does, is good for all. Krishna's pleasing and ferocious forms are simultaneously the objects of attraction and repulsion. So Krishna's form is attractive for the devotees, whereas his form is very, very fearsome for the atheists and the demons. Krishna is referred to as Rishikesha in this verse by Arjun, and why he is referred to, Srila Prabhupada explains the significance. Because he inspires the senses, the Rishika of various personalities based on their disposition towards Krishna, to either be attracted towards him based on the particular form, based on the display of Lord's energy, which is for the devotees, or to get repulsed from his form, which appears very fearsome, very frightening to the demons and the atheists. So to get repulsed against him for the atheist. So this is a simultaneous reaction which people of different consciousness have based on seeing the form of the Lord. And specifically the example is given when Krishna was glorified, the devotees became very joyful, but the demons, they became very, very afraid by hearing the same glories of the universal form. Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, that is why we are here. Spiritual world means there is constant glorification of the Lord. But we are so self-conscious. We are always noticing in every situation we go, am I being honored? Am I being dishonored? Isn't it? We are so self-conscious. But a devotee is so Krishna conscious that criteria doesn't even come to his mind. Am I being honored, dishonored? He is beyond that. Right? When he becomes transcendental.
Shall we proceed to the next verse, Prabhuji?
Yes.
So in the next of his prayers, Arjuna glorifies Krishna as being worshipable by everyone. So previously he glorified Krishna's acts as good for everyone. Now he glorifies Krishna as worshipable. Text 37. Kaspachatena nameran mahatman gariyase brahmanopi adikartre ananta devesha jagan nivasa Tvam aksharam sat asat tat param yat. O great one, greater than even Brahma, you are the original creator. Why then should they not offer their respectful obeisances unto you, O limitless one, God of gods, refuge of the universe? You are the invincible source, the cause of all causes, transcendental to this material manifestation. So here Arjuna is justifying and explaining how Lord Krishna rightly deserves to be worshipped and offered respects to by everyone and anyone. Why? He uses different adjectives to address Krishna because he is God of all the gods, the original creator, and he's referring to Brahma because he's the supreme living entity amongst all living entities in this material world. And Krishna is even greater than Brahma, who is the secondary creator. Lord Brahma is the secondary creator, Krishna being the primary creator. And Krishna is also addressed as Hare Krishna. Krishna is also addressed as invincible source of all and cause of all causes. And Srila Prabhupada mentions in the purport the significance of some of the adjectives with which Arjuna is addressing Krishna. So Aksharam. Aksharam is, Srila Prabhupada mentions the contrast between this material world, which is perishable, which is destined to get destroyed after a particular period of time, as Ksharam. So Krishna is the creator. He is beyond this material world, which is Ksharam. So he is called Aksharam. He is not perishable like this material creation. He is referred to as Mahatma, which means, Srila Prabhupada explains, he is the most magnanimous and unlimited. Arjuna also addresses Krishna as Ananta, which means that nothing is not covered by the Lord's influence and energy. Everything in this world is covered by Lord's energy. And Krishna is also being referred to as Devesha, which means he is the controller of all the devatas. He is the controller of all the demigods and is above all of them. Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes. See, the glories of the Lord manifesting in the heart is a mercy, because it is not within our perception. So for a pure devotee, this glory is manifest within his heart. When you love somebody, you glorify him with all your heart. And otherwise, these things only bring envy. So as the greatest, nothing is not covered with Lord's energy. You're saying control of all the devatas. So as we keep chanting, as we keep associating with Acharya Prabhupada through his books or hearing the devotees and serving, gradually what manifests within the heart is this beautiful thing. Glories of the Lord manifest within the heart. Krishna is so great. You know, they say God is great, but they don't know how he's great, and it manifests within the heart. Prabhupada says the whole Gita can be summarized into one line. God is very great, I am very small. So this manifests within the heart of the devotee. Yes, Prabhuji, you want to add something?
No, just one question, Prabhuji. You mentioned that only such a person who doesn't have envy in his heart for the Lord can view these characteristics of the Lord. So does it means that all of, at least for me, I can say that one who is not on the pure devotional platform still has some envy within the heart. So that's why we can't realize all these qualities of Krishna always.
Yeah, see the Lord, and even the Acharya Guru, the glories. There is a famous shloka, na? To whom Krishna wishes, the glories manifest. Hai na? Athapi te deva padam bhujam dvaya prasad lesha anugrahit evahi janani tattvam bhagavan mahimno. Word is mahimno. Natu eva api chiram vichinnam. For millions of years, we can keep speculating. We will never be able to feel Krishna's greatness within our heart. But whom Krishna gives his mercy, he is just like all the acharyas. Satatam kirtayanto ma. Why? They feel, naturally, they actually feel Krishna is great.
Shall we
Yes.
proceed?
Yes.
Next, text 38. So here Arjuna is glorifying Krishna as the ultimate shelter of everything, and the specific word he uses is Nidhanam, which means the refuge. Tvam Adideva Purusha Puranas Tvam Asya Vishwasya Param Nidhanam Vettasi Vedyam Cha Param Cha Dhama Tvaya Tatam Vishwam Anantarupa. You are the original personality of Godhead, the oldest, the ultimate sanctuary of this manifested cosmic world. You are the knower of everything, and you are all that is knowable. You are the supreme refuge above the material modes, O limitless form. This cosmic manifestation is pervaded by you. So here in the purport, Srila Prabhupada explains the meaning of the word Nidhanam. Nidhanam means that everything, even the Brahman effulgence, which pervades everything and which is the shelter of everything existing in this cosmic manifestation, this Brahman effulgence itself is resting on the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. That means everything else in the cosmic manifestation is also resting in Krishna. And he is the knower of everything that is happening in this world. And if knowledge has any end, he is the end of all the knowledge. Therefore, he is both the known and the knowable. That means he knows everything that is happening, and he is also the object of that knowledge. He is the object of knowledge because he is all pervading. Yes, Prabhu.
Yes. The knowledge, so knowledge has to have various components. There are Jnana, Gya, and Gyata. Okay, we discuss. So suppose this glass is there. This is Gya, the object of knowledge, and I am the Gyata. And then there is discussion of the steel, how this, what kind of alloy of steel it is. Very few of us use. No, we just use it. So every object has these three aspects. So at the end of it, of everything, if there is something worthy to be known, it is Krishna who is worthy to be known. Gaya. Now it will come in the chapter 13. He is the best thing to be studied. And that's why when Prabhupada went to American University, he said that, are you studying the difference between the dead body and the living body? Spiritual knowledge, Hannah, beginning, and then it evolves into understanding of God. There is no department. And they said, no, we do not have a department of that. It's a department of the soul. One professor said, yes, see how scientifically Prabhupada said, MIT America, do you have a department studying the difference between a dead body and a living body? And one professor thought about it. You mean the department of the soul? Prabhupada said, yes. No, we don't have. The Prabhupada said, everything useless. So Swamiji, every knowledge is, has a importance, proposite relative importance, and nothing compares to the knowledge of the soul, and God. So the real object of knowledge is Krishna, which we actually do not do. And all universities and all. Therefore, our attempt to teach Bhagavad Gita is actually completing an individual. He has knowledge, but he never had knowledge about himself, and he never had knowledge about God. Okay, so Krishna, everything, Brahman effulgence, yes, Brahmanoi pratishtaham, he is a knower of everything that happens in the world, yes, and the knowledge has any end, he is the last word in knowledge, he is the object of knowledge, best object of knowledge, because he is all pervading. Vedesha sarve ahameva vedyaha, Vedanta krit ved videvacha. Yes, Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
See, any knowledge, Prabhupada says, the problem with all the knowledge is that they start from a middle. Just like sometimes somebody was telling me that I have to talk to his son. I said, why? Small child, 10-year-old child. He said, everything he goes to the bottom. Okay, so we got light. How we got light? we're getting light from the sun. How the sun came into being? The sun came into being because of general science, Big Bang. How the Big Bang started? Any child will ask that. And at the end, there is Krishna. Any knowledge, he is the end of the knowledge. At the end, Prabhupada says actually one place. Prabhupada says, unless you end in Krishna, your knowledge is not complete. Therefore, the word is Vedesha Sarvav Aham Eva Vedyaha. Or there is one more statement in Bhagavad Gita, Bahunama Janmanamante Jnanavan Ma Prapadate. So at the end, you keep researching. At the end, Krishna is everything. Vasudeva Sarvamiti, you have to conclude. Okay, so that we already studied in the 7th chapter.
The
Yes.
three points you mentioned, Guruji, Jnaya, Jnata, and what was the third?
Gyan. Now I am looking at Pranchaitanya Prabhu. You are gay, object of knowledge. We are so impressed by you that I am knowing about you. I am Gyata. And then I can write book about Pranchaitanya. That is Gyan. Nice. We can divide. Same way, the 18th chapter, they divide even the work into 3. The worker, something like that. It has a division.
Shall we proceed, Prabhuji?
Yes.
Okay. Next two texts are combined, where Arjuna is offering Lord Krishna his obeisances. So text 39 and text 40. Vayuryamogni varuna shashanka prajapati swam prapitama cha namo namaste stu sahasra krutva punascha bhuyopi namo namaste namah purastat atapruttastaste namostute sarvata eva sarva ananta viryamita vikramastvam sarvam samapnoshi tatosi sarvaha. You are air and you are the supreme controller. You are fire, you are water, and you are the moon. You are Brahma, the first living creature, and you are the great grandfather. I therefore offer my respectful obeisances unto you 1,000 times and again and yet again. Obeisances to you from the front, from behind, and from all sides. O unbounded power, you are the master of limitless might. You are all pervading, and thus you are everything. So here Arjuna is glorifying Krishna, offering his repeated respects by addressing Krishna and comparing him to the representations through various devatas, including Vayu, air, Yama, the controller, Agni, the fire, Varuna, water, Shashankaha, the moon, Prajapati, the Lord Brahma, Prapitamaha, the great grandfather, the source of Lord Brahma. And Arjuna is also offering obeisances to Krishna out of his loving ecstasy. Here it is mentioned in the text 40. He is offering obeisances from the front, from behind, from all sides. Having witnessed Krishna's opulence, he is very, very joyous having Krishna as his friend. And he is accepting that Krishna is the master of limitless power. And he is far superior to all the great warriors that had assembled on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Namanishta Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. So we have the group activity. So while Prabhuji comes back online, I'll just copy it to the common chat. This group activities discuss why does Arjun address Krishna as Prapitamaha, as the great grandfather. So discussing Krishna's position as the Prapitamaha. And meanwhile, we just read what Mamta Mataji put in the comment. Yes, Prabhuji, para and apara vidya. One is what we study in schools and colleges. That knowledge helps us make a living. And apara vidya, or spiritual knowledge. I think, Mataji, this is just the other way around. Para vidya is spiritual knowledge, that which is beyond material. Spiritual knowledge which helps us make a life. And like Maharaj says, if you don't learn the philosophy of life and acquire knowledge of the self, you made a living but not a life. Thank you, Mataji, for sharing this. Hare Krishna, Namanishta Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Actually, I'm not too conversant in making the group, so we have to wait for Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, there will be a button there.
Okay, just let me
breakout.
check. Breakout rooms. Yes.
Yes. So
Okay.
there, if you click, then you can assign, or there can be auto assignment also of the group.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you. Prabhuji.
Yes.
So I'm just doing open all the rooms. Okay.
You need to define number of rooms, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji has previously defined, Prabhuji. So we'll keep the same breakdown. Let's see.
Prabhuji, I could not join, please. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I have not been allotted a group, Prabhuji. Hello.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. We will discuss here only, Mataji. Many of us are here.
Yes, okay. Yeah, something went wrong, I think. Yeah. Okay, so shall we discuss here only?
Yeah, now they have allotting Mataji, I think.
Okay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Okay, done.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. We can close the breakout rooms, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, you're on mute.
Once they go, nobody comes out.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So you are confirmed? You're coming for April 2nd?
Yes, Prabhuji. I am coming. Don't worry.
Sujata Mataji, confirm?
Mataji, you're on mute.
Okay, Prabhuji, I'll make the arrangements. I'll come.
Okay. You didn't, Sujata Mataji. Okay. How you are from Bangalore?
Yes, Prabhuji, I'm from Bangalore.
My father has a house near the temple and one more my congregation house. So I think that will take care. 2 houses will be enough.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Maybe, Prabhuji, you can give preference to the Matajis who are traveling to accommodate, and rest we can manage. No
problem. No problem. You all no problem. You can all stay in my room. Matajis and all, we will. There's nearby my father's house is there, and there is one my congregation. Same 3-4 houses are empty belonging to us. We will try to accommodate. Otherwise, we'll take some place to stay. That now my anxiety is my Vrindavan Yatra. Take care. That is not an issue.
So last time we had covered the last 3 rooms, room 8, 7, and 6. So we can start with maybe room number 6.
Oh, you could initiate the rooms, huh?
Oh yes, Prabhuji, with the help of one devotee. I think it was Ramesh Prabhuji who just guided.
Good. I had to take call from Vrindavan about our prasadam arrangements. Okay. So everybody is back now? Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Room number 6, Anita Mataji will present on behalf of us. Hare Krishna, Anita Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so based on our group understanding that Brahmaji, because one was the reason that Lord Krishna is the father of the Brahma who came out from the Garbhodaya Vishnu. And we learn in the chapter 4, Imam Vivaspete Yogam, Proktavana Hamvayam. So he's also like came from the Manu, so that is also came from, from there, the Manu. So also here, he's the Lord Krishna, he's the God also for the demigod, like air controller and all those things. So all those reasons, that's what he said, Prapita, because that was the reason.
Thank you, Anita Mataji. So room 5, Indira Mataji, Namita Mataji, Nitu Mataji, Ramesh Prabhu, Shama Gopika Mataji, and Sundar Gaur Prabhu.
Hare
Yes,
Krishna, Prabhuji. On behalf of room number 5, Shama Mataji will present, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, so Krishna is referred as Prapitama because like in Vishwarupa also, when Arjuna saw that Brahmaji is coming from the lotus navel of the Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. So Brahmaji is actually creator of this universe. He has created all the living entities in this universe. And Brahmaji's father, if we try to locate who is the ultimate father of all the living entities, then if we go on searching, then we will end at Brahmaji. And Brahmaji, that's why Brahmaji is called as Pitama. And Brahmaji is coming from the navel of lotus navel of Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. So that is why, and Garbhodakshaya Vishnu is the expansion of Karanodakshaya Vishnu. Then Karanodakshaya Vishnu is expansion of Sankarshana. Then Sankarshana is expansion of Narayana. So finally it ends up with from Baladeva, and then Baladeva is expansion of Krishna. So that is why Krishna is called as Prapitama. And we have verses to support also, Prabhuji, like Aham Sarvasya Prabhu in 10th chapter we saw. And then there is this in Brahma Samhita also, he's called as Adi Purusha, like Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So yeah, that's why he's called as Prapitama, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Shama Gopika Mataji. Hare Krishna. Room number 4, Arvind Prabhu, Narasar Reddy Prabhu, Rameshwar Prabhu, Rohini Mataji, Rupali Mataji, and Vivek Sharma Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Yes.
Prabhuji, in one region very nicely explained by Mataji, Brahma has appeared from the lotus stem and who is from level of Lord Krishna. So Brahma's father is lotus stem and his grandfather is Krishna. So we are all creation of Brahma. So Lord Krishna is Pitamaha. And secondly, Prabhuji, in chapter 9, verse 17, Prabhu, Lord himself says, Pita aham yasya jagato mata dhata pitamaha vedyam pavitra omkara viksham yajure vacha. Lord himself said, I am Pitamaha, Mata, Dhata, and Pitamaha. That's why Arjuna is referring here, Pitamaha to Lord Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So we can take one more, room number 3, Ratna Mataji, KK Mukherjee Prabhu, Rajashri Mataji, Lalita Mataji, Pradosh Prabhu, Rashmi Mataji, and Reena Mataji. So one of you can volunteer.
Now Mataji will speak. Ratna Mataji.
Okay, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Ratna Mataji, please go ahead.
If Ratna Mataji is not able to on, then Reena Mataji will speak.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
So just
Krishna.
I want to add one thing, Prabhuji, like my understanding and my group's understanding. So like Shiva and Parvati, they are the Mata and Pita of this material world. And Lord Brahma is the father of Lord Brahma is the father of Lord Shiva. And Brahma has come from the Lord Vishnu. So who is nothing but Krishna himself. So like we can understand like he is the Prapritamaha. And on top of that, like in many verses, Lord Krishna himself has told like I am the Prapritamaha. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. And just one point from our group, Prabhuji, we also discussed the scriptures being divided into understanding our relationship, the process of devotional service, and the ultimate goal, and how this understanding of the relationship, Krishna's position is very, very important and the basic part of our spiritual practice.
Sambandha. Yes.
So remaining first 3 groups, we will give you chance in the third group activity. So Prabhuji, shall we have 5 minutes kirtan break or we can continue?
We can have a break. Very good. Very good. Yes, who likes to sing?
We have many devotees from the Kirtan group, Divya Rukmini Mataji, Shama Gopika Mataji, Manisha Mataji. Yes, Shama Gopika Mataji. Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So I'll just sing a Kirtan, Prabhuji. Is it? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you.
So next is text 41 and 42. So here Arjuna starts begging forgiveness, pardon from Lord Krishna for having treated him as an ordinary friend before realizing his opulences. Text 41. Sakheti matva prasabham yat uktam He Krishna he Yadava he Sakheti Ajanata mahimanam tavedam Maya pramada pranayena vapi Yachavahasartham asatkritosi shayyasana bhojaneshu ekothavapi achyuta tat samaksham tatkshamay tvam aham aprameyam. Thinking of you as my friend, I have rashly addressed you, O Krishna, O Yadava, O my friend, not knowing your glories. Please forgive whatever I may have done in madness or in love. I have dishonored you many times, jesting as we relaxed, lay on the same bed, or sat or ate together, sometimes alone and sometimes in front of my friends. O infallible one, please excuse me for all those offenses. So in the purport, Srila Prabhupada writes, Arjun remembers his friendly relationship with Krishna and is asking pardon and requesting Krishna to excuse him for the many informal gestures which arise out of friendship. He is admitting that formally he did not know that Krishna could assume such a universal form. And although Krishna explained it as his intimate friend, Arjun did not know how many times he may have dishonored Krishna by addressing him as, "O my friend, O Krishna, O Yadava," etc., without acknowledging his opulence. And then Srila Prabhupada goes on to explain the transcendental reciprocation of relationship between the Lord and his devotee. Krishna is so kind and merciful that in spite of such a opulence, he played with Arjun as a friend. Such is the transcendental loving reciprocation between the devotee and the Lord. The relationship between the living entity and Krishna is fixed eternally. It cannot be forgotten, as we can see from the behavior of Arjun. Although Arjun has seen the opulence of the universal form, he cannot forget his friendly relationship with Krishna. So this is our last group activity planned for today, Prabhuji, which is a group discussion to discuss the significance of Arjuna's referring to Krishna as Hey Krishna, Hey Yadava, Oh my friend, etc., with reference to this text 41 and 42, these verses and the purports. So this is for the understanding purpose. How was Arjuna's relationship with Krishna in addressing him thus? So let me just put it on the group chat. Yes, Prabhuji. Also, just a reminder for all the devotees, Valar Mataji has shared the attendance link. So you can mark your attendance using the link also.
Should I close the rooms?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Now we are excessively using breakout rooms.
Yes, Prabhuji.
There is breakout room is one, that's called group activity. Then we have brainstorming, discussion in pairs. Anyway, April 2nd.
Yes, Prabhuji. And sorry for all the devotees that all the discussions today are based on Arjuna's prayers. So some of it might look like a bit technical. We are soon getting over this. Shall we proceed, Prabhuji?
Yes.
So we'll start with the top group number 1. Ajit Prabhu, Dharmeshwar Krishna Prabhu, Priyadarshini Mataji, Subbarao Prabhu, Surekha Mataji, and Usha Mataji, and Valar Mataji.
Valar Mataji will present, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Yes, Mataji.
Okay, so basically our group discussed about how Arjuna is feeling really bad, and he was begging for forgiveness for treating Krishna, the Supreme Lord, as an ordinary friend, because in the friendship, he would have lay on the same bed or sat and ate together, and he would have created some offense in love or in madness. And being a friend, he would have acted really at a very liberal behavior. So then he is then asking for apologies, and also he was paying obeisances to Krishna. And the rasas changed from Sakya rasa to Dashya rasa immediately after seeing the universal form. How that is applicable to us would be, it refers to the quality of Vaishnava. Because as a Vaishnava, we have to be conscious of any offenses that we, would make in any relationship, and therefore always rely, on the lotus feet of Krishna in our behavior.
Yes, thank you,
Yeah.
Valar Mataji.
Yeah.
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Very nice.
Group,
Offense at the feet of the devotee. Yes. Offense at the feet of the Lord. Yeah. Careful, fearful. Yes.
Group 2, Devadatta Prabhu, P.S. Murthy Prabhuji, Puja Vrinda Mataji, Rajiv Prabhu, Madhura Mataji, Shobhamai Mataji, Vilas Vispute Prabhu. So any one devotee can volunteer from the group.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji.
The relationship between the living entity and Krishna is fixed eternally, actually, and it cannot be forgotten. And although the Arjuna has seen the opulences in the universal form, he could not forget his friendly relationship with the Krishna. And unknowingly, whatever the offense is done by the Arjuna in the friendship, he want to forgive. That's why he asked for the forgiveness. So he told that he, oh Krishna, oh Yadav, like that. Okay,
Yes.
Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhu. And Srila Prabhupada also clarifies that these are natural informal gestures which happen in friendship. So as such, yeah. Then I think Prabhuji, group wise we are covered. However, I just realized that in conclusion, we also have one more group activity. So we'll have one more, Prabhuji. You want to give any comments, Prabhuji?
No, this is very nice. The nice sentiment of always being careful and fearful. Note these two words, proper words actually. Careful whenever we are doing service. So suppose you are doing Aarti for the Lord. very carefully. All the items are neat, clean, and you're offering carefully 7 circles, all things you're following. And you're fearful that you're making a mistake. Just like generally when you're 13, 14-year-old boys have that nature, they're very careful, they're very worried. What did you do? No. We need to have that attitude in devotion. Always be very careful that you're doing service very meticulously, expertly, and fearful. Did I make a mistake? So that way, just like Arjuna in that attitude now, maybe I made a mistake, maybe, I spoke so many things. Nice. Always devotee should be, Prabhupada says, always have an attitude, a humble attitude. Maybe I have offended the Lord. Actually, as a devotee, when we go to take darshan to the Lord, we are always looking, my Lord, have I upset you? We don't take for granted God is happy with you. Don't take for granted the devotees are happy with you. We are all in some self-glorification all the time. Band is playing, I am great, and band is playing. It's all stupidity. Rather, we should always be the, have I made an offense? Have I made an offense? Always we should be, because offenses can happen so many ways. We should be, particularly dealing with the Lord and the Guru, we should be very, very careful. Did I make an offense? When I look at the Prabhupada, you pay obeisance. Look, Prabhupada was looking so upset with me. I know nothing is standard. What am I doing? You understand? Don't take for granted. Just like you have a guest at home. You go and ask him, no, are you comfortable? We ask him or not. You don't assume that he's happy with you. He may say, I'm not happy at all. I'm sorry, we didn't do. Tell us where we can improve, what we did wrong. So similarly, we are servants of God. Imagine you are a servant. You go to the master. So how was the lunch? No, what did you make nonsense? So you don't challenge that. Yeah, sorry, we didn't. I'll try to do it properly tomorrow. So that same way, we should try to, instead of all the time 24 hours putting band that I am special, I am great, I am special, I am very nice, and I am great, I am very special. Stop that rubbish. Actually, we are rotten. And our service, if Krishna accepts, is of fortune. Prabhupada says that very sweetly. Krishna, I don't know how to cook for you. I don't even in love and devotion how to offer anything to you. But I just requesting you, please accept it. And he starts crying after that, in the middle of a class. So we could see the attitude that devotee should have in the heart. Always be. Arjuna is very worried. Krishna, have I offended you? I'm sorry. Not taking for granted. No. Don't take for granted. Always be careful and fearful. Careful, do your service as good as possible. Fearful, it's anyway nonsense quality. Krishna, I hope I have not hurt you.
Prabhuji, how do we ask for forgiveness? How do we ask for forgiveness? Is there any prayer, like particular? Or
to the Lord?
Yes.
We can always express our heart. We can reveal our heart. Krishna is hearing.
And
how do we thank the Lord, Prabhuji?
Just speak, no? Krishna is there, speak. Krishna knows all the language.
So, we don't have to, even if we speak in our mother tongue, it's fine. We don't have to, recite.
Somebody asked Prabhupada, should we pray? Prabhupada said, that's your only business. And prayer means what? Prayer means, yes, Krishna, I think I have not done properly service to you today. What did I do? It was so terrible. I'll try to do better tomorrow. Like that. Yes, Pranchaitanya, continue.
Yes, today I also, in this regard, just remembered one point. Here also, after the Shayan service, there is a verse we chant, which is given in the book, which means that, oh my dear Lord, whatever service I have done, please, whatever actions I have done during the day or night, inside or outside, during the day or night, please consider it as the perfect service and accept it for your pleasure, although I know that it is not perfect at all.
Very nice.
So we'll proceed to the next verse so that we can conclude in time. Text 43. Krishna, the Lord of immeasurable
you
power.
You can share the screen.
Okay, sorry. Krishna, the Lord of immeasurable power and greatness. Text 43. Pitasi lokasya characharasya tvam asya pujyascha gurur gariyan natvat samosti abhyadika kutonyo lokatrayepi apratima prabhava. You are the father of this complete cosmic manifestation, of the moving and the non-moving. You are its worshipable chief, the supreme spiritual master. No one is equal to you, nor can anyone be one with you. How then could there be anyone greater than you within the three worlds, O Lord of immeasurable power? So here Arjuna is glorifying Krishna's position as the one with immeasurable power. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada explains points one by one. So first he explains that Krishna's position as the supreme spiritual master. He mentions that all the knowledge is coming from Vedas, and which were originally spoken by Lord Krishna to Brahma. And now Krishna is also imparting this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, who is his first disciple in this new chain of disciplic succession. So Srila Prabhupada writes that any bona fide spiritual master at the present moment must be a descendant in the line of disciplic succession stemming from Krishna, Lord Krishna. Without being a representative of Krishna, one cannot become a teacher or spiritual master of the transcendental subject matter. So Krishna is the original personality, the supreme spiritual master. And then Srila Prabhupada explains Lord's position as the supreme great. No one is greater than or equal to Krishna, nor can anyone be one with Krishna. And Srila Prabhupada quotes various scriptural references to support this. He mentions there is no difference between Krishna's body and the self, giving reference from Shweta Swatara Upanishad. Natasya karyam karanam cha vidyate natat samaschabhyadikascha drishyate parasya shaktir vividhaiva shuyate sobhavaki jnana bala kriyacha. The Supreme Lord has nothing to do, and no one is found to be equal to or greater than him. For everything is done naturally and systematically by his multifarious energies. And Srila Prabhupada also quotes the famous verse from Bhagavad Gita 4th chapter to explain how Krishna's appearance and his activities are all transcendental. Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo veti tattvataha tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mam eti so Arjuna. And Krishna is the only supreme person, God. All other living entities are his servants, which is explained by Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Ekale Ishvara Krishna Arasabha Bhritya. And then Srila Prabhupada concludes the purport with the quote from Brahma Samhita. Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachit Ananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam, to explain how Krishna is the cause of all causes. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Krishna is the cause of all Krishna. Yes, Prabhuji, you take some reflection from this.
So Arjuna is basically glorifying Krishna to be the greatest and with the one with immeasurable power. And Srila Prabhupada is quoting from various scriptures to explain Krishna's position, his unlimited potencies, powers, and he being the cause of all causes, whose birth and activities are all transcendental.
Prabhuji, there was a question in our Bhakti Riksha which we yesterday.
Yes.
Connected to this?
No, it was question.
Not connected. No.
Okay.
Something connected. Krishna's senses are interchangeable. That is a very famous verse for this. Natasya karyam karanam cha vidyate. There is nothing to do for it. We have something to do, but Krishna has nothing to do. He's totally free. Nata samas. Anybody can explain this verse? Nobody? I didn't. Everybody is muted, forced muted or something like that. Now they are open. Anybody knows this verse? Natasya karyam karanam cha vidyate nacha sama abhidika shadishyate parashakti vividaya shvete sabhaviki jnana bala kriya. Yes, Negi, you know this verse?
No, Prabhuji.
Nobody knows this verse. Dharmeshwarji, you know this verse?
Prabhuji, I know the way you explain in many of the discourses. So, yeah, I'll try, Prabhuji. Yes. So, basically, there is so much of creation here, and we see that everything is happening on its own time and on its own way, very methodically, systematically. Like planets are moving in their own orbits, and sun is giving energy and everything, sun and moon everywhere. But then everything is happening with without any effort from the Lord. It happens like we feel like it's automatically. That is one of the way impersonally see. It's a nature, prakriti, they say. But no, there is a energy of Lord behind it. But Lord does not have to do any attempt in maintaining or running this universe, and even in creation and annihilation also, it happens just by a tinge of his wishes. Like with a blink of an eye, he can do everything. Like many Brahmans are created from the pores of his body with the breathing. So it's very natural, and without any attempt, it's happening, Prabhuji. That much I remember from what I have heard from you.
Natasya karyam, he has nothing to do. Nobody is equal to him. Sama, Jagasatishate, nobody greater than him. Parashakti, he has multifarious energies which do anything just by his sweet will. And naturally, he has all the knowledge, all the strength, and all the activities to do any bala, jnana, bala, kriya. Swabhaviki. Swabhaviki means naturally, Krishna has all the knowledge. When there was the attack on Krishna by different demons, Krishna knew how to tackle each another. Exactly. No, bull is coming, you know how to handle the bull. Horse is coming, he knows how to handle the horse. All the knowledge is naturally presented. Krishna's senses are interchangeable. Angani is sakali indriya vittimanti. Krishna can see with his ears also. He can eat with his eyes. Krishna's birth and activity, the transcendental Krishnas. Yes, Prabhuji.
And Prabhuji, in this regard, we also discussed recently in chapter number 9, how where Lord Krishna explains in great detail how the creation is happening based on his various energies, but at the same time he stays aloof from it. Just by the energies, everything is being managed. The most confidential knowledge.
Correct.
So we proceed to the next prayer by Arjuna. Text 44. Tasmat pranamya pranidhaya kamam kayam prasadaye tvam aham isham idyam piteva putrasya sakheva sakhyu priya priyayarhasi deva shodhum. You are the Supreme Lord, to be worshipped by every living being. Thus I fall down to offer you my respectful obeisances and ask your mercy. As a father tolerates the impudence of his son, a friend the impertinence of a friend, or a husband the familiarity of his wife, please tolerate the wrongs I may have done to you. So here Arjuna is offering Krishna prayer to tolerate him. With all these analogies, all these similes he has given, that of the master, the husband, a friend, etc. So Krishna's, Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport, Krishna's devotees relate to Krishna in various relationships, and one might treat Krishna as a son, or one might treat Krishna as a husband, as a friend, or as a master. Krishna and Arjuna are related in friendship, and as the father tolerates, or the husband or a master tolerates, so does Krishna tolerate the sometimes the behavior, the treatment by his devotees.
Yes. Good.
Text 45. Adrushta purvam rushitosmi društva bhayena cha pravyatitam manomi tat eva me darshaya deva rupam prasida devesha jagannivasa. After seeing this universal form, which I have never seen before, I am gladdened, but at the same time, my mind is disturbed with fear. Therefore, please bestow your grace upon me and reveal again your form as the personality of Godhead, O Lord of Lords, O abode of the universe. So here Arjuna is experiencing both the emotions simultaneously. He is joyous as well as he is frightened. He is joyous, gladdened by knowing opulence of his friend Krishna as being the supreme personality of Godhead and being able to show the universal form. So he is very joyful, but at the same time he is afraid that he has committed so many offenses in dealing with Krishna earlier as a friend. And this is the last verse we can have, Prabhuji, for today's discussion.
Yes.
Text 46. Kiritinam gadinam chakrahastam ichchami tvam drashtum aham tathaiva tenaiva rupena chaturbhujena sahasrabhao bhavas vishwamurte. O universal form, O thousand-armed Lord, I wish to see you in your four-armed form, with helmeted head and with club, wheel, conch, and lotus flower in your hands. I long to see you in that form. So Srila Prabhupada explains how these two texts, 45 and 46, they indicate Krishna as the supreme personality of Godhead and as the source of all other forms and incarnations. So Srila Prabhupada quotes the relevant verse from Brahma Samhita 539. Ramadimurtishu kala niyamena tishtan nana vataram akaroda puvaneshu kintu Krishna swayam samabhavat parama pumanayo govindam adi purusham tamaham bhajami. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who manifested himself personally as Krishna and the different avatars in the world in the form of Rama, Narsimha, Vamana, etc. as his subjective portions. And Srila Prabhupada explains later on in the purport that this verse establishes without doubt the statement of Srimad Bhagavatam that Krishna is the original supreme personality of Godhead. So relevant text we also find in chapter number 3 of Canto 1 of Srimad Bhagavatam, where it is stated by Suta Goswami after explaining all the principal incarnations of Krishna. He mentions Ete cham shakala pumsa Krishna stu bhagavan swayam Indrari vyakulam lokam Buddhayanti. All the above mentioned, whatever incarnations are mentioned by Suta Goswami in the 3rd chapter of 1st canto, all the mentioned incarnations are either plenary portions or portions of the plenary portions of the Lord, but Lord Krishna is the original personality of Godhead. And all of these incarnations appear on the planets whenever there is a disturbance created by the atheist. The Lord incarnates only to protect the theist. And Srila Prabhupada explains in the purport, the constant feature of these forms of the Lord are that he is always fresh like a young man. He is non-different from his plenary expansions. He is the God in any of his innumerable forms. And Srila Prabhupada concludes the purport by saying, one who knows Krishna becomes free at once from all the contamination of the material world. Yes, Prabhuji.
So, Ete Jamshe Kala Pumsas Krishna Su Bhagavan Swayam. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is a huge purport to this. Prabhupada uses this to, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami uses this to explain Krishna Stu Bhagavan Swayam. He is the, even though all the incarnations are listed, but Krishna is not an incarnation, he is the origin. always fresh like a young man. This is Krishna's feature. One who knows Krishna become free at once from all the contamination of the material world. Yes, Prabhu.
So I'm not sure, Prabhuji, if we have sufficient time for group activity, but at least the home assignment I will share on.
Yeah, home assignment you can share now.
We'll also share this on the WhatsApp group. So any Ajit Prabhu, attendance link has been shared by Valar Mataji. Let me share that again. Any devotees have any questions for Prabhuji, you can ask. Or any announcements, Prabhuji?
April 2nd is confirmed. Please write a mail to me. Anita Mataji, you were in India that time. You wrote a mail to me.
Hi, Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, no, I'm interested in the online only.
No. It's
I'm
not online. It's not online. It's physical. He doesn't do online. Okay, and only 20 people. So you write to me. Please take care. Those who are in India, I saw your thing.
2nd April is confirmed, Prabhuji?
Right? Only if confirmed we have to write.
What is that, Dharmeshwar Prabhu?
Prabhuji, the date is now confirmed, 2nd April.
I don't know what happens. I gave to somebody, even your name was there to write to you. You didn't get a message?
No, I got a message from Devika Mataji.
That is what it was meant to be. What else it is meant to be? Again, you are asking confirm. Why will the writing get a message to be written? Correct? Only after it is confirmed. He is coming 2 to 7. Okay? Don't delay. Then it's only 20 people. Okay?
So arrival on 1st and departure on 8th can be planned, right, Prabhuji? Or
something like that. Something like you can come in the morning also on 2nd. Take an early morning. You can generally take class at 11. First 11 to he will go for 11 to 2. So big class will be in the morning, and then he has another class in the evening, which will lead 1.5, 4:30 to 6 something, 4:30 to 5:36. Okay. So 2 sessions. So you are comfortable. You attend your sadhana, and you relax yourself, because then it's heavy, 11 to 2. 3 hours. And you will not find a time, just like what Pran Chaitanya Prabhu is doing now. He's doing intuitively, but actually there is a science. Okay. Like today, 3 were there. Understanding, we don't have to have a breakout room. Understanding class. Okay. When there is preaching application or personal application, or these definitely require some discussion.
Yes.
So anyway, but he is doing well. See, it is becoming more interesting. Now he will teach the science behind it, because he knows the whole teaching techniques, and it is pleasant. And he will be exhibiting and how to how to ask question to people. Now we can ask question, how to respond when people take question, how to ask a question. Okay? And somebody who is a scholar of Gita, Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, he is the teacher of all the books. Correct? So not only teaches books, he also tell how to teach the books. Okay.
Yes,
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, those of us who are not able to attend it personally, how can we get?
No, there is no. Strictly, he doesn't do online. Online, Mayapur Institute does. You can do online, but it's the effect will be 10%. Not even because it's different. The person who set up the Mayapur Institute, he is himself personally teaching. He doesn't know online. He doesn't. He said it doesn't work with him, because he gets into you. There is nothing, online is we are doing, but anything has physical presence has much more, particularly training a teacher how to teach. You can't even see his body language online. 90% are sitting with his video off. Correct. Not bad. Mayapur Institute itself does, but when there is an opportunity to personally meet, we are meeting Mayapur Institute personified. He set up the whole Mayapur Institute. Correct? Yeah. But in case there is a thing, you can, Mataji, online go. You will need a permission from me. You send me the form, I'll sign it. Okay?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, if somebody like that, you can always do. Mayapur Institute keeps doing this courses online. Okay.
Prabhuji, I am coming for the Vrindavan Yatra, Prabhuji, this time.
Welcome. Yes.
Too much of walking will be there, Prabhuji, I think, around Parikrama.
You sit in the temple and chant Hare Krishna, no problem.
Yeah. But Parikrama, that Labha we will not get, no, Prabhuji. Govardhan Parikrama.
Preferably we walk. Otherwise, we do have some rickshaws. And yesterday I was planning the Prabhuji was doing, Raghu Prabhu is doing. He was saying, he said, how many people are above 60? And the more than 100 he was telling me. That's a reality. So above 60 people are all that, definitely depends. They may have not a good health, but as a yat, when we go to any holy place, we should try to do the tapasya. I remember first time I went, I saw people doing dandavats. Then I realized, Baba, I cannot walk. People are doing 108 dandavat and covering the goal Govardhan. And not one or two. I don't think any other place. The people do, but nothing like in Govardhan. Hundreds of people are doing.
Special dress code will be there, Prabhuji. Dress code.
No dress code. What
Prabhuji
dress code?
Prabhuji, now with the health, prevailing health, I thought people even at 60 and 70 look and behave like 40, 45.
Yeah, depends how they are well maintaining. That's why get up early morning every day, start practicing. Number one, routine, because we will not wait for you. At a time buses will leave, they will leave. If you get up at 5 o'clock and all over, everybody has gone away. You sit sit in the temple and chant. We will not wait for anybody. You have to be ready.
Hare Krishna.
4 o'clock.
How long it is?
How
far? What is the distance for Govardhan Parikrama?
25 kilometers. 25 kilometers, I heard, Prabhuji.
25.
21 kilometers.
21.
Hello.
But there's a miniature, I heard there's a miniature Govardhan, Prabhuji, there where we can also do parikrama, miniature.
See, when the health issues are there, that's different. At that time, you can, and Radha Damodar temple, you can do parikrama 4 times. That is equal to 1 Govardhan. And you can do it in those who have genuine health issues, take rickshaw. I'm just saying, don't be lazy. Just like those who have proper health, they should do. Some people out of laziness have never done Govardhan Parikrama. They always take a rickshaw when they can actually walk. And then they forget, it's so nice. Take your bead bag out. You can chant 100 rounds and keep chanting and doing Govardhan Parikrama.
My personal experience is, when a person goes there into that atmosphere, they forget all that tiredness and all that. They cover 21 kilometers. Kahan se nikal gaya, samajh mein nahi aata.
A time constraint may be there.
Not only environment, but it is the surrounding, people around with whom you are. And I believe that when you are with so many devotees, I'm sure the mood will be really upswing.
Yes. Okay. So please write to me, because I'm limited by the number of people. 20 people is strict, only can be permitted. So
I have written to you, Prabhuji. I have said,
yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Okay, also from today we are starting our afternoon program. It is actually going very big, but it is not being put on live. It will start being put on live from today. So you can also join. Take care.
Which program, Prabhuji? Which program?
Temple link, temple.
Yes.
t.ly/temple.
The time 3 o'clock. What time?
12 to 2.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.